Welcome to the Smite God reveal for Xing, the Relentless. Hear the legends of the headless warrior from the East. Long ago, 3 emperors warred for supremacy of a young nation. Barely clinging to dominance, the Flame Emperor deployed his greatest general, the warrior poet Xing. Xing returned to his lord in defeat, but with spirit unbroken. He begged to ride out and meet the enemy, but the Flame Emperor refused. Unwilling to give in despite the loss of his lord, Xing rallied the Flame Army for a final siege of the Yellow Emperor's Sky Palace. Xing met the Yellow Emperor in single combat, the 2 titans trading blows up upon the mountaintop. High upon the snow-capped peak, the Yellow Emperor's blade at last struck true, beheading Xing. Some unknown days later, there at the base of the mountain, Xing awoke. A new face burned from his chest. The fire to battle renewed. The now headless Xing rose to fight again. For Xing, there is no defeat. There is no death. As long as there is a battle to be fought, he will never surrender. And he will never die. Xing's passive is Smoldering Rage. He gains stacks of Smoldering Rage each time he hits an enemy with an ability. For each stack of Rage Xing has, he gains HP 5. These fade after 18 seconds. Xing's first ability is Furious Roar. He shouts from his chest with great force, damaging enemies and reducing their basic attack damage. Enemy gods take a percentage of max health damage over time as well. This ability is one of his main clearing tools and can be used to stack his passive very quickly. Xing's second ability is Hook Slam. This ability has a 2-part chain. He first launches an attack with his axe, knocking the opponents into the air before slamming them into the ground, rooting them. It is worth noting you can use the second part on a different enemy from the one you knocked into the air. Xing's third ability is Sky Cutting Axe. Xing leaps forward, dealing damage to enemies where he lands. He can choose to leap again within 2 seconds. While in the air, Xing gains protections which are refreshed if he connects with a target. Using another ability in between leaps will not allow you to use the second leap. This ability makes a great engage tool to break the enemy lines. Xing's ultimate is Whirlwind of Rage and Steel. He spins his axe 3 times in succession, sweeping up his enemies. After the 3 spins, he then throws anyone that he had caught. This skill allows Xing to catch the enemy team and throw them into a bad position. Look to pair this with Sky Cutting Axe to get you into position before using this ability. Xing excels at getting into the middle of fights and disrupting the enemy team. He can chase down targets who are trying to flee and fling them back toward his team. Pair him with gods that require large amounts of setup, like Anhur, Cupid, or Kukulkan. His crowd control is great for teammates to capitalize on. Xing has some amazing combo potential. As an example, try following up your ultimate toss by chaining it to your Hook Slam knockup. You will need to time it so you hit them the second they hit the ground. As a variation, you can go for more damage at the risk of the opponent being able to get away. Follow up your ultimate with Furious Roar as quickly as possible, straight into Hook Slam. When trying to get onto the enemy hunter, try to connect your Furious Roar into a Sky Cutting Axe. This will give you protection and reduce their ability to hurt you with basic attacks, forcing them into an uncomfortably close encounter. Xing blinks in, capturing Khepri and Hu Yi with his ultimate. As they are being spun helplessly, Xing directs their landing positions toward Artemis. He escapes, but not for long, as Xin Chen's leap allows him to close the distance and finish what was started. When playing Xin Chen, you are going to want to start with a point Imperious Roar. This will help you clear the wave and poke enemy gods. Follow this up with a point in Hook Slam for early control, and Sky Cutting Axe for mobility. After this, you are going to want to prioritize your ultimate and Furious Roar. Players can choose to max either Hook Slam for CC or Sky Cutting Axe for protections last, depending on their playstyle. When supporting, you will want to start with Watcher's Gift for extra gold and sustain. Follow this up with Shoes of Focus to allow for trades more often. After this, you want to get Sovereignty, Heartward Amulet, and Midgardian Mail. These items will make you quite tanky while also augmenting your anti-basic attack abilities. Finally, Winged Blade will remove slows that would otherwise stop you from catching opponents. Thanks for watching the Smite God reveal for Xin Chen.